Thank you so much for clicking on this video. This video is specifically about the most recently discovered allotrope of carbon, that is fullerene. But before I get into that, I'd really like to mention that my channel recently got its first subscriber, and I really appreciate that someone cared enough to subscribe to such a small channel. That being said, let's get on with the video. So obviously, before I go into fullerenes, I'd like to mention one thing about carbon itself. So in carbon family, only carbon shows allotropy, and there is a reason, because it has anomalous properties like p-pi multiple bonds and catenation, which other members of the group either don't show or have a less capability of. And because of this property of catenation, p-pi multiple bond formation, carbon shows allotropic forms, and one of it is fullerene, which was recently discovered by these people. They were awarded a Nobel Prize. All those information not required. So a separate video about fullerene only because it is very different from the other two allotropes. The first unique point about fullerene is that in graphite and diamond, if you see the NCERT state of it, start discussing about the lattice, its shape, CC bond length, CC hybridization, all of those things. But in fullerenes, NCERT starts with talking about how fullerenes can be made by heating other allotropes of carbon. So it's very interesting how you can actually make fullerene using graphite. So how can fullerene be made? You heat graphite in an electric arc in an inert atmosphere, that is, atmosphere of inert gases like helium, argon, krypton, etc. So when you heat graphite, obviously you get vapors. When you condense these vapors, that's in your condensation of vaporized CN, you get the sooty material out of that. After the condensation, that sooty material contains small molecules of mainly C60, smaller quantities of C70, and even smaller traces of C even. C even meaning even number of carbon atoms that could be up to 350 or above that too. Second point which is unique to fullerene is that it's the only pure form of carbon because of the smooth structure without having dangling bonds. So when I prepared this chapter for NEET, I actually didn't care to go into the details of what dangling bonds are because it's beyond the scope, and I recommend the same for you. Now we get into the details of the C60 fullerene. First thing about this is that each carbon is sp2 hybridized, as we see here. So there are 3 sigma bonds with all the 3 other carbon atoms, and the remaining 4th electron, as you see here, wait a second. So the 4th electron is delocalized in molecular orbitals, which is a very important line, because when you read it in carbon, you see here the 4th electron is delocalized over the whole sheet. That is the difference. Because of this difference, fullerene has an aromatic character, whereas graphite does not have an aromatic character. So because the electron is delocalized in molecular orbitals, that is why fullerene has an aromatic character. In this, obviously you have 60 vertices. Each vertex is occupied by a carbon, C60, so it has the shape of a soccer ball, also called as the Buckminster fullerene, or in short you can call it Bucky balls. Now, the next thing that is very evident about this structure is the presence of these rings in the structure. So talking about the numerical part of it, there are obviously 2 types of rings, 5-membered and 6-membered, and I remember 2 numbers, that is 60 and 120. So 5 multiplied 12 gives 60 and 6 multiplied by 20 gives 120. So there are 12 5-membered rings and 26-membered rings. That's how I remembered it. You can figure out your own way if you don't like this one. So obviously there are 2 5-membered rings and there are 26-membered rings. Another point is that this is the 5-membered ring. It is only connected to 6-membered rings on all its sides. But if you take a 6-membered ring, for example this one, it has a 5-membered ring here, a 6-membered ring here, a 5-membered here, 6-membered here, 5-membered here. So A 6-member ring can fuse with 6 or 5-member rings, but a 5-member ring can only fuse with 6-membered rings. So that's a point on the NCERT, and it gets more clear when you see the diagram. Now the last point is about CC distances. So we're just going to go through a comparison, because we don't need to remember the numbers. In diamond, the carbon is sp3 hybridized, so the bond is a single bond. That is why the CC bond length is the highest. Then comes fullerene. Now, because in fullerene you have a fourth electron which is delocalized in molecular orbitals, they are both single and double bond present. So the single bond is the second highest, has the second highest CC distance, and the double bond has the least highest CC bond length. So the graphite comes here because in graphite the carbon is also sp2 hybridized, similar to fullerene, but the delocalization of the fourth electron is over the whole sheet. CC distance is kind of intermediate between the single and the double bond. So that's how you can remember it, and maybe this comparison will help you. And that's all I think for this video, and thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.